Hello there and welcome back to Verdun with Hippodopis. The Horrors of War update was recently released for the game, and with it came a ridiculous amount of new content, including 5 new squad types with the United States and Belgians as completely new countries, 40 new weapons, though some of those are just variants of the same weapon, but anyway, and a new Gore system was added to the game, which can be turned on from the settings, and with it you'll be seeing mangled bodies piling up in the trenches and fields, and you will be also hearing the heart-wrenching cries of dying soldiers, and all this definitely adds to the World War I puzzle and feeling of that terrible conflict. The update was just huge in size, and it really puts big game companies into shame that such a small development team as Verdun's has been able to create so much new content, even though the game is now like 3 years old, and as I said, the update is completely free, and it just makes me so happy to see games like this succeed, because they actually just improve their product and listen to what the fan base thinks instead of just giving in to greed and negligence of the big gaming companies. Oof. But anyway, let's get to the clips that I've got to show for you. First up, we have a new weapon for the French, the RSC 1917, or just between you and me, the Fusil Automatique Model 1917, or Automatic Rifle Model 1917. This was quite an advanced weapon in its time, a semi-automatic rifle that was mass-produced during the World War I, and it was 20 years before semi-auto rifles really became prominent in other countries like the Garand in the United States. John Garand actually took note of this gun, and the Garand rifle has pretty much the same operating principle. The RSC had plenty of issues though. It was long and heavy, it was prone to jamming due to dirt getting in it, and it was also made from poor quality materials that were used during the war. France was having a shortage of metals, for example. The magazine only holds 5 rounds and couldn't be reloaded unless it was completely empty. And a funny coincidence, these guns were made in a French city called Saint-Étienne, and it just happens that I visited that city a year ago, and I also went to the museum of the factory that produced this gun, among many others. And in this picture you can see the Meunier rifle. That was like a prototype of French semi-automatic rifles. It was tested in small quantities during the war. And this here is the RSC 1917 itself. About 86,000 were produced during the war. And this is the RSC 1918. That is basically an improved variant which fixed every issue that was with the gun, but it didn't make it to the war. The war was over before it could be issued to the troops. And as a result, only 4,000 were produced. And I guess I was quite lucky to just see one of these, because yeah, there's not many of them left. The RSC 1918 is actually listed in the new weapons for Verdun, but I haven't seen it yet, and it really shouldn't be in the game since it came to use after the war. But okay, enough of that, let's see something else. Here's a weird addition for the Brits. A sawn-off Lee Enfield rifle, because you know, real gentlemen have no need for sights, or they don't have a fear of breaking their wrists from the recoil of the rifle. But here you see me doing some ninja action with the rifle, just waiting and lurking and striking the Germans when they least expect it. And this is a Webley revolver with a bayonet, because I don't even know, it kinda looks brutal at least. And I had one lucky shot with it, at least. Here you see me as a Belgian gunner using the Hotchkiss machine gun. You need to set it up before firing, but it turned out to be quite an accurate and deadly weapon once you have it ready. Just look at that hat. I think the Belgians might have a serious competitor for the most ridiculous uniform against the French and their red trousers. Time for some real American Marines action. This is one of their basic rifles, the Springfield Model 1903. Nothing really fancy about it. I really like the sights on this one though. Typically for my luck, this gas grenade landed right in front of my face, in my nice little camping spot. At least I managed to hold these Germans off. I also gave a quick try for the Winchester Model 1897 riot shotgun. This thing was originally meant for crowd control, but here in the trenches it's used for crowd control. Maybe the most memorable weapon is the German flamethrower called Wechselapparat. I found it very difficult to use though. In many cases it's just as dangerous for you as for the enemy. Did you see him? The dude just killed himself. Well, me included as well, but oh well. Of course, experienced players like me would never do such a thing. I think that's enough for today, as going over every new thing in this patch would make this video last about 3 hours. So give this a thumbs up or down and leave me a comment if you'd like to see some more Verdun videos. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.